Good morning, and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning. Hella early. It's hella early right now, guys, at 4:45 a.m. here on the West Coast. West Coastin', left coastin'. We air each weekday morning at 4:45 a.m., then 4:45 p.m. On Facebook Live. And of course, this morning's show is here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Thanks for joining us here. Today we're talking about miracles, a really powerful topic because, at times we don't always have an understanding of same understanding of miracles, and B, we think that miracles are not possible, right? Although we have that word, that concept in our vernacular, and we claim to see them. It was a miracle finish. That's a part of our pop culture vernacular. But what I will be proposing in a few moments is that anyone can propose and manifest miracles. Anyone means you as well. So thanks for joining us. You can go to productivethroughjoy.com, see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. We're just about finished with our website, at least the early version of it. We just did this whole redo and adding a bunch of bells and whistles. See how it goes. It's not done yet, but it's been taking kind of a while here. But yeah, you can also go to michaeldatcher.com and see about us there as well. You'll get some of the basic information, or just reach out, holler, old school, call a player, and we'll holler back. All right, let's dive in, guys. We're just kind of rambling a little bit here. So we're talking about miracles today, and point one is that we encourage you to believe that miracles are possible. I can't stress that enough, that miracles are possible, that doing what seems to be super, so we can define miracles in the broadest possible sense, meaning experiencing that which seems extremely unlikely or extremely difficult or not explainable through natural science, right? That's a fair definition. But let me also add, because my definition of a miracle is my knowledge of, that's the point. That's the definition. So A is believing it, and it's kind of a subset A for our understanding of miracles is that miracles, here's the deep part, miracles are powered and propelled by love. In fact, miracles are love. I know it's a little weird right now, but in this show about business and abundance, but because in our understanding of the Spirit or God or Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, God is love. Like that, the energy that is in the universe, that as the old people say on the West Coast, in Western Africa, but also which is of course made its trek across the Middle Passage, and now it's a part of Black culture here in America. As above, so below, and so we can learn about the fundamental underpinnings of society by looking at the galactic experience, right? At the celestial experience. So as we know that we are, for example, living on Earth, and we're in the sky. We're actually just hanging out in the sky. In fact, we're revolving through a magnetic pull. We're orbiting around the sun, right? Also, because we have a moon, our moon is orbiting because of a magnetic pull. Our moon is orbiting around us. And also we have a little thing called gravity, meaning that's just our way, that's our word for saying that something pulls us down to the ground like a magnet would, right? Although it's an invisible force. Okay, so the old ones would say, well, you can learn about life by looking in the celestial realm, so as above, so below. If you've been in love before, you know what it's like. When you've been deeply, not like hella like, I'm talking about love. I'm talking about Jay-Z, Beyonce when it was still good. This is before 444, right? This is when it was still hot. When you are in love with someone, in a romantic sense, you are extraordinarily pulled towards them. It's like a magnetic force. Or if you have children, same thing. Like you just want to be around your kid. Although they get on your nerves. You got to tell the truth about that. Those kids can get on your nerves. But having children, and also the way that they are attracted to you, it's like a magnetic force. So what I'm saying is that the attributes in the celestial realm are super similar to what I would call love in our interpersonal relationship. So that's a part of, but not only, the only reason that I personally am claiming that literally that God is love, but also many of the sacred texts have a version of that particular phrase. You may know, if you're a Christian or you know the Bible a little bit, you know that connection between God and love. That God literally is love. All right. So, and in that loving, there is a magnetic pull, a magnetic force that draws people together. All right. So I am saying as subset of point one, which is believing in miracles, having a belief in it, is that you can believe in it, which helps me a lot, is that knowing that literally that miracles literally are love and are powered by love. All right. And because the Spirit and God and love as a result is everywhere, including inside of you, that means that you are made of the same substance that miracles are made of, and you have the same power to manifest them. That's point one. Point two is, that's all nice theoretically, but how does that work? Well, after you can begin to just believe it's possible, basically, in my experience, because miracles are not what we are taught to believe in. We are taught to believe that's not possible. In my experience, you have to really work daily to undergird that belief system, right? So reading sacred texts, meditating, yoga. If you know the show, we talk a great deal about that, so I won't get into those details now. Reach out, we'll holler and create a plan for you. But it's doing the work to be in that mindset, and I'll just call the miracle. I like that, the miracle mindset. There's a place in LA called the Miracle Mile. Miracles are all around us. We just don't think about it as a thing that we can do, although we can, which goes right into point three. Listen, I mean, as you live it, as you believe it, live it, do the work to daily stay in that miracle mindset, I am telling you what I've already experienced many, many times. You will begin to do things that could be defined by you and other people as miracles. And once you begin to do what I would call, although there's no differentiation between the size of miracles. So one miracle is not easier to do than another miracle. It's all the same, it's just about what you can believe, right? Once you begin to do I'll just call it for now, a small miracle, that begins to build your belief. And what else can you do? Because what happened, this has been my story, my experience, especially as I've, through these systems and practices, been able to do I'll just call it small, although there are no small miracles, but I'm just trying to make the point clear for this show. If you can do a thing that's a smaller miracle, like manifesting by having it in your mind first, manifesting a certain amount of money or manifesting a position that you would want. You then of course naturally will say to yourself, oh man, that just happened. That just happened. What else can I do? Right? And you begin to do this work towards other, we'll just call them larger, bigger miracles. In the experience of seeing these things happen, I mean, I just got a little emotional. I've got so many stories, but I don't want to tell my stories next. I don't want you to think like I don't want to create any doubt, because you may think that I'm exaggerating or that I'm not being honest. But I'll just say, but reach out. I can tell you personally. My kids know, because they live here. They the folks, my lady knows because she's around. Folks who know my life, who've been here, they've been witnesses, which is kind of like the subpoint to point three, is that when you engage in this work, the people around you, because they're seeing it happen. You can tell someone about a miracle. They're like, oh, okay, bruh. But when they are there to see it, they're like, did that just happen? But because they were there, and what's deep is that you tell them, which is true, it's not that I'm so special. I'm just using the metaphysical principles, it's science. It is metaphysical science, so, which means that it can be replicated and that anyone can do it, including them. So for me and my family now, what has happened is that because they have been witnesses to my experience of, I would say, creating miracles, they know, because it's true, that they can do them as well. And lo and behold, I'm thinking about my daughter, I'm thinking about my lady, my youngest daughter. She hasn't quite gotten it yet, but she's, but she already has she has more of the natural miracle making stuff than anyone in the family, which is, it's funny how that happens oftentimes in families. It's the baby who has all the power, right? She is going to be a miracle maker. Anyway, that could be you. Boom, goes the dynamite. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon. Deuces.